Hello, my monstrosities. Hello once again. Today I bring to you a DbD discussion video with gameplay in the background. Gameplay is of Plague, an original baddie, the Vommy Dommy Mommy, which lends into today's discussion. As you can see from the title by now, which do you prefer in DbD? Original baddies, such as Plague, or licensed, such as Nemesis? Now, I asked you all this on the community tab. Thank you all for voting for that if you did. With 40 votes in total, most people don't care. And I, you know, kind of agree. I understand. I'm not surprised by that, but I figured I should probably throw that in case there was just like no way you could figure out if you prefer licensed or original. What like if there was no way, that was the option. But and I understand that it might not translate that way. But also, I was surprised by the rest of the results. When I put the poll up before I went to sleep, I checked it, and License was taking it by a mile. Like, it was not even close. And then, all of a sudden, when I woke up, Original doubled the amount of votes for Licensed. And I want to know what's up with that. The reason I started thinking about this beyond the usual YouTuber clickbait, there's nothing to talk about. Let's talk about something out of my rear end. Let's talk about something. No, there was a few discussions talking about how the licensed baddies have had more care placed into them lately than the originals that we've had. And I think people are kind of forgetting that that just isn't entirely true. Yeah, I can understand that Skull Merchant, Singularity, and Knight aren't your cup of tea. Definitely can see that. And I can kind of agree. I'm starting to like Knight the more that I play. But, people's claim is like, look at what they did for Wesker, right? Like, Wesker is so good. What? They just care more about the licensed characters. And it seems like those people are forgetting the PTB we just played for the update that's coming out in a few days. It's for Sadako, a licensed baddie. We wouldn't need a rework if they actually really thought about the power a little bit. We've been begging for this for a long time. So, I think that's like complete recency bias that people are forgetting. They can just miss or hit entirely on either end, right? Now, mind you, they don't miss completely all of the time, but here's another person that's licensed Nemesis. Like I said, I came for Nemesis. Um, like I've said, I came to this game for Nemesis. This that ain't Nemesis, okay? That's not him. Um, yeah, you have the model from the remake, which again, I'm still mad that we don't have classic Nemesis as a skin yet. But you know, in the games, yeah, that is an attack. And it would have been unrealistic for Nemesis to get a machine gun. But, you know, doesn't really feel too Nemi. I think most people that love Nemesis from RE can agree. You don't really feel like you're playing Nemesis when you choose Nemesis in DbD. Now, of course, now that I've said that, here come all three people that are vocal and disagree with that comment. But, uh, yeah, no. When I think Nemesis, yeah, I can break some stuff after I charge up my whip to get to tier two. But I want to crash through things. I want to throw some things. I want to feel like the juggernaut that this tyrant is. Okay, but that's that. And then we go to original. The one on the screen is original and very well thought out. there's a lot of well thought out originals that people just don't play, such as Plague, such as Artist. They aren't terribly complex. Yeah, Plague has a quite a bit more amounts of RNG to her kit, but they're actually still really good powers. The two most powerful baddies in the game, hands down, are original. Blight and Nurse, and then arguably Spirit in that third spot too. I just made a video talking about how good the twins are right now. Now, mind you, they are still clunky, but in the current meta, they're still really good. Wesker is good and also fun. And I think you can argue that any of them can be fun to anybody. Personally, again, which is weird as an RE fan, I don't like Wesker. I don't enjoy playing Wesker. I really don't. Yeah, I could just, I don't know, bounce off of things a little bit more effectively as Blight. I can pretty much, like, I also don't feel like I'm playing Wesker, right? Like, yeah, there's the dash, I guess. That's cool. But I don't know. I like that the RE franchise has come to DbD, but personally, I don't feel like I'm playing them all that tough. And unfortunately, the online game for them isn't great. So, but then we go to some other baddies that are licensed that, again, hey, they're still licensed. Myers is begging for help, okay? Freddy, he has been reworked how many times? And still needs help. What's another license that they kind of just hit on the head? Like, truly. Pyramid Head is nice. Still has tank controls now because they figured, there's a little bit of a woo-up there that, a little bit too powerful. So dial it back. And now you're just clunky. And how many Pyramid Heads do you see throughout the time? Pinhead, Cenobite, somebody that I proudly call one of my secondaries. You don't see too many of them last I checked. Now, mind you, again, I know somebody's going to be like, "What? Have you seen the pick rates of Cenobite?" And then they're going to show me the stats from last year. Yeah, when a character releases, people tend to play the new character. So if you're still looking at those, maybe not so much. But hey, I'm happy to see something else saying that Pinhead stocks are through the roof. There's a lot of licensed baddies that people aren't playing that could use help. I'm not saying that Pinhead does, but most of them can use something to feel a little less gross. Ghostface, who isn't technically licensed in this instance, but still is because, I don't know, loopholes? Yeah, you can definitely still use help. Pig. Better Nerf Pig. Did we forget that she's licensed? Could use help, right? That's a lot of the licensed that I'm just thinking off the top of my head, not looking at a list. Could use some help. Then for the originals, yeah, I've already talked about Nurse and Blight. Spirit, also good. Wraith, fine. Truly. Billy has a niche cult following that, if you get good with Billy, you're kind of just good at the game. Now, the counterpart, Bubba, you kind of can't get any better with Bubba besides learning how to not be in the basement forever. There's a lot of things in this game in which it's interesting how recency bias will affect people. Do I think that they put more care into licenses? They better, because that's somebody else's creation that they need to think through. But at the end of the day, I think original takes it when I look at the roster. Or when I think of the roster, because I'm still not looking at it. But I am happy to hear your thoughts. I do want to know what you prefer, because that was the question posed in the beginning. But genuinely, I want to know where you lie in this original versus licensed situation. Do you think that they put more care into licensed? Because so far, Singularity had a lot going for them that they just couldn't get right with the numbers and their old tech using Ghostface lean mechanics. And again, that started with Ghostface. So, hey, there's that too. But yeah, I'm really curious what you have to say on this topic and where we go from here. If you like the video, like it. Got a comment for me, comment. And until next time, peace out, my monstrosities.